I'm coming off turn 4, the mirror's empty, nobody's even close. That's the moment Denny Hamlin crossed the finish line at Michigan International Speedway in 2026, more than 11 seconds ahead of the next car. 11 seconds. In a sport where races are often decided by hundreds, that gap wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Somewhere in the grandstands, a fan turned to a stranger and asked a question that would echo across NASCAR for weeks. How is this legal? That single question is exactly why this channel exists. If you're new here, welcome to NASCAR Racing World. We break down the moments, the controversies, and the numbers behind the sport without the spin. We're closing in on 500 subscribers, and if stories like this one keep you watching till the end, hitting subscribe genuinely helps us keep digging into stories the mainstream coverage glosses over. Your support, every like, comment, and share directly shapes what we cover next. Now back to Michigan. To understand why that 11-second gap mattered so much, you have to understand the season building up to it. 2026 has been a Toyota season unlike any other in the next-gen era. Tyler Reddick opened the year by winning the first 3 races in a row, a feat no driver had managed since the start of the next-gen car's introduction. Toyota drivers, as a manufacturer group, claimed the overwhelming majority of Cup Series victories through the season. That alone would have been a story. But here's the irony nobody could ignore. The next-gen car was engineered from the ground up specifically to prevent any single manufacturer from dominating the way Toyota was now dominating. NASCAR built this car to make blowouts structurally difficult, tighter parity, standardized parts, a leveled playing field. And then Denny Hamlin, driving that exact car, produced the single largest margin of victory of the entire next-gen era. The car that wasn't supposed to allow runaway wins had just produced the most runaway win anyone had seen since its introduction. NASCAR had no immediate explanation, neither did anyone else. The questions didn't go away, they multiplied. Then Hamlin opened his mouth and the questions found fuel. On his own podcast, Actions Detrimental, Hamlin didn't dodge the speculation building around him, he leaned into it, in a way that left fans genuinely unsure whether he was mocking the criticism or confirming it. At one point, he sarcastically referred to having a cheated-up car, tossing the phrase out almost as a dare. In the same breath, on a separate occasion, he insisted that whatever edge Toyota had was a fair advantage, the product of hard work, not rule bending. 2 statements recorded days apart, sitting in direct tension with each other. Was he joking about a scandal that didn't exist, or was he taunting a sport that couldn't catch him? Hamlin never clarified. He let both versions sit out there unresolved, and the internet did the rest. That ambiguity was the spark. What happened next was the fire. Within days, an AI-generated post began circulating that falsely claimed Hamlin's own teammate, Chase Briscoe, had personally reported a mysterious device found on the number 11 car to NASCAR officials. The post spread fast, the way fabricated claims do when they slot perfectly into a story people already want to believe. Thousands of fans shared it, commented on it, treated it as confirmed fact before anyone had verified a single detail of it. It wasn't true. Briscoe shut it down publicly, denying the claim outright and making clear no such report had ever been made. Hamlin responded the way he tends to respond to pressure, not with a defensive statement, but with a joke, turning the entire fabricated scandal into a punchline rather than dignifying it with a serious rebuttal. The hoax collapsed as quickly as it had spread. But here's the part that actually matters for this story. Even after it was debunked, the suspicion it created didn't fully disappear. A scandal that was never real had still done real damage to how fans perceived the team. That's the larger story underneath all of this. It was never really about a device. It was about how primed the audience already was to believe something was wrong. And that primal readiness to suspect Toyota and Hamlin specifically didn't come from nowhere. It has a documented history. In 2022, Joe Gibbs Racing, Hamlin's team, was disqualified following the race at Pocono Raceway. In 2024, the team faced a separate engine penalty. These aren't rumors, they're matters of NASCAR record, and fans don't forget them. Layered on top of that is a structural fact about the sport itself. Toyota remains NASCAR's only non-American manufacturer on the grid, a status that has shaped the way scrutiny lands on its teams for years, fairly or not. Then there's the legal backdrop. In December 2025, the antitrust lawsuit between 23XI Racing, the team Hamlin co-owns, and NASCAR reached a settlement, closing out a bitter, very public legal battle between Hamlin's organization and the sport's own governing body. That fight didn't just end quietly. It left a residue of distrust between Hamlin and NASCAR's leadership that was still fresh when the 2026 season began. Fans who had followed that courtroom battle were already primed to view any unexplained dominance from Hamlin's camp with suspicion, long before the 11-second gap at Michigan ever happened. Put all of that together, the 2022 disqualification, the 2024 penalty, the manufacturer's outsider status, and a lawsuit that had only just settled, and you start to understand why a single fabricated tweet about a mysterious device was believed by thousands of people within hours. The rumor didn't create the suspicion. It just found suspicion that was already sitting there waiting. If you're starting to see how all these threads connect, that's exactly the kind of pattern we dig into on this channel, so if you haven't already, now's a good moment to hit subscribe. Through all of it, Hamlin has refused to play defense. He's repeated pointedly that they don't know what they're doing. a direct jab at NASCAR's officiating and inspection process rather than a denial of any wrongdoing. He's also drawn his own connection back to 2018, a year when a vocal segment of fans were openly calling for him to be fired from his ride, using that memory as a kind of armor, a reminder that he has weathered fan backlash before and outlasted it. At 45 years old, in what is widely understood to be one of the final stretches of his driving career, Hamlin has made a clear choice. He is not going to soften his language to manage public perception. Compare that to how rival teams and drivers have handled the same speculation, almost uniformly diplomatic, careful, non-committal. Hamlin stands alone in refusing that script. And here's the detail that gets lost in all the noise. No inspection has flagged anything wrong with the number 11 car. No penalty has been issued. Every post-race technical check Hamlin's car has gone through this season has been passed. This entire controversy, the 11-second gap, the podcast comments, the fabricated device claim, the history fans keep citing, has played out almost entirely in the court of public perception, not in the garage where NASCAR's actual inspectors do their work. That gap between perception and evidence is the real story here. Fans are demanding an investigation into a car that, by every official measure available right now, has done nothing to warrant one. Whether that demand eventually forces NASCAR's hand, or whether it fades the way the fabricated tweet did, is still an open question. What's certain is that Denny Hamlin has given the sport one of its strangest seasons in years, a record-breaking blowout, a manufacturer dominating a car built to prevent dominance, and a driver who, instead of calming the storm, keeps stepping directly into it. If you found this breakdown useful, drop a comment with what you think is really going on with Hamlin and Toyota this season, and share this with another NASCAR fan who's been following the controversy. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next, so make sure you're subscribed before we drop it.